Hello, everybody. I'm Katia Kolovea, co-founder of the Silhouette Awards. And today I'm excited to be speaking with one of this year's Mentor-Mentee partnerships. So we have with us Alessandra De Martino, one of this year's Silhouette Awards winners. Hi, Alessandra. And we also have Jonathan Roche, one of our amazing mentors. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining us. We have prepared a couple of questions with the Silhouette Awards team. We are really interested to know about your journey. So let's start with Alessandra. And we would like to know, Alessandra, what were your mentorship goals when you applied for the program a few months ago? And how have this progress developed during this 6 months mentorship with Jonathan?
Yes, hello Katia, hello everyone, and thanks for the question. So to talk about my mentorship goals, I think that I also need to give a little bit of background of where I was when I decided to apply for the Silhouette Award. And I was really in between having been employee in a architectural lighting design company for several years, shifting towards wanting to focus mostly on light art. And when I was thinking about, throughout my whole career, I always had some form of mentor, which coincided sometimes with a more senior colleague or with a professor. And now that I was embarking into this this journey, which was a independent journey, which can be also a little bit lonely or so, I really felt like I miss this kind of person or guide that could that I could talk to, or what I really liked always about these people, that I was having not only a knowledge exchange, but also that they were showing me things from other perspective, or they were inviting me or pushing me to take actions that I wouldn't have thought about, or it's always been something that sparked my curiosity, that inspired me. So I think that like a broad goal was really about the relationship itself.
Absolutely.
And then I think that I had more specific goals, like about improving the communication, also about defining my identity a bit more, and kind of defining which projects, which works to develop and bring further. And I think that we've been quite flexible throughout the journey, and we've focused a bit more on the project aspects. We've been looking at some of my projects and talked about how they can be developed. But the part that I think that was really successful is really the part about the communication, because Jonathan has been really pushing me towards getting in touch with some people, starting dialogues, asking questions, and so I think that it was overall successful. So goals are always kind of floating,
Right, I guess, it's a starting point, the goals. Like you're saying, okay, those are the 3 goals. And obviously, as you already know, of course, in order to apply, we have asked you to identify one goal, because it's a 6 months. It's a six months period, which you cannot really apply, all of the goals that you might have as an individual. So it's really interesting to know that it has gone through a flexible journey, and you feel that you are more confident as well on starting conversations, right? Fantastic.
Yes, absolutely.
Jonathan, do you have something to add on this? Do you want to add something on the journey?
Yeah.
Alessandra.
No, sure. Alessandra's been we've been on a really good journey as a group in some ways, and we've learned a lot about each other. And I always find it really I was really humbled to start this journey, because I sort of thought, well, can I help? Will I be able to help? Are my experiences relevant? And it's funny, because as Alessandra and I were talking, I realized I had loads of answers, but she was almost certainly asking different questions to the ones that I've faced in the past. So it's like, oh, okay, right. That's how do I work that in some ways? And one of the things you realize is that, you know, that your experiences may not be specific, but what you learn along the way is the overall learned message in some ways, and then
That
you
you're
look at how you use that, how you can use that, and that has a value. And I think we were, you know, I managed to help in some ways, Alessandra. I hope that hopefully I did, but you know, we've got very different paths, quite different journeys, but I also saw a lot in myself as I was developing a sort of, you know, kind of this thought of, oh, I don't want to ask someone, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, it might be imposing, and we tried hard to sort of make sure that Alessandra was just do it, go for it, you know, that sort of, which and I you know, you've got, you know, she clearly has a lot of that in her. It's just, it was sort of teasing it out a little bit,
the push. So so Jonathan, I mean, maybe you already answered the question somehow, but if we could say one thing that you feel that you learned as a mentor during this program, what would you identify? You know, like, is it one thing that you'd say, okay, this?
I think it probably is. It is that thing that you think you've got answers, and you suddenly realize, actually, I don't have all the answers at all.
Wow.
What I've built up is probably just a number of different little learned experiences that are very much related to my personality and how I dealt with them. But I've also learned all along the way the wrong ways of doing things. You know, sort of like, you know,
to make sure that you're first to say to your mentee what to not do as well from your experience.
Exactly, you know, so you get through this point and you suddenly go, no, actually, I know, although Alessandra's experiences might be different to mine, you know, the outcomes can be the same, and then you sort of learn that point of thinking, right, don't do that, try this, try this, and so
very helpful as well.
So it's kind of, it's learning that, you know, no one has all the right answers to anything. Everyone's career is different, everyone's goals are very, very different, and you know, it would be completely wrong of me to try and dictate my goals and experience on Alessandra. So it was a great experience in as much as just learning how to, you know, what bits to dial up, what bits to work on, and it was great just to get to know Alessandra as well. I think she's got a lot of amazing potential.
Amazing, thank you. So if we would about to summarize, let's say, this mentorship journey in 3 words, and I will start with Alessandra. Do you have like 3 words? If you want, you could like add something to them, but like 3 words are the keywords that we would like to take out from this journey.
Well, the 3 keywords, for sure, I have to say nurturing, because we really didn't just talk about my goals, you know, it's been very broad kind of dialogue we had, and I really got a lot out of it, and then inspiring for sure. I really appreciated a lot this, you know, actually having 2 different backgrounds and still having a lot to give to each other, to you know, I like every suggestion that Jonathan gave was really thoughtful and really important, to be honest. And then I would say refreshing, because I think that each person, like everyone, like every time you have a dialogue with someone, that's always somehow
new, fresh. That's fantastic. And also it was an interesting moment for your career as well, because you were in this intersection that, okay, you need this extra fresh and push. So I think that really works very well in the matching process.
Yes, and also I have to say that I'm also a freelance lighting designer, so we also had quite a lot to say in this specific
fantastic aspect of the business. Wow, thank you. What about you, Jonathan? What are your keywords? Do you have 3 words?
My keywords. So I said it before, it was humbling. I mean, I'm always amazed that, you know, the experience that other people have, younger people have particularly. So, you know, you look at the world of lighting design and you think, oh, it's in such a good place. Alessandra is such a talented young lady, you know, she's got such a career ahead of her, and that's really humbling. And it's humbling to be asked to share your opinions for a start. I found it really valuable. That's a key word. It was really valuable. I learned a lot from Alessandra. I learned a lot from the experience. So it's been good for me in some ways, which I think has a value. And it's always just so nice to meet new people. You know, we're from different backgrounds in different countries. It's really nice to sort of to meet someone else and just to get a different perspective for myself. And on that point, my last one is I suppose it's like refreshing, but it's enriching.
Yeah,
it's kind of the same. Yeah. So you just, you add another layer of something, you know, in knowing people and sharing experiences. And like we said, with different experiences, albeit Alessandra's freelance lighting design work I was very familiar with, you know, it's a very similar route, but, you know, life-wise, there's a lot of other experiences, and it's really enriching to do that.
Wow, thank you. I think that's the perfect 6 keywords to summarize this journey. So my last question here is your advice. And basically your advice to someone who is considering to apply to the Silhouette Awards in the new season as a mentee, but also as a mentor. Maybe, Jonathan, you have some points there to share. Jonathan, do you want to start actually? So
yeah, I mean, I could,
as closing.
Yeah, no, sure. I think I've said it before. As a mentor, it's really valuable. It's really great. It's a great experience. I would suggest anyone who feels that they've got something to share and wants to share for the good of, you know, for everything, then it's a really valuable thing to do. I think if you come in, like I said before, trying to sort of say, I've got all the answers and I know everything, then you're not going to do it. But I think it's a great learning experience for mentors. For mentees, I think just go for it. I mean, my one bit of advice is it goes really quickly. Yes. 6 months seems to go really fast, and you sort of just find yourself getting into a bit of momentum, and then you're like, so, you know, when you do it, come in with something that you think that person can really help you with. I think if you just say, I want to learn more about lighting control or something, I don't think it's going to work. It's got to be kind of more career based, something that's really personal to you. And I think you need to get into the bones of it. You really do. But remember, it's going to go fast.
Yeah. Wow. Alessandra, what about you?
Yeah, this is absolutely true. Everything Jonathan said, it's true. Maybe what I would add to it as a more practical advice. So I think that when you start a mentorship, it's also possible. It's likely that you get friends or you get a bit comfortable with each other, right? So the risk is that that, you know, the schedule can get a little bit loose, which is natural, it's normal. And sometimes, you know, life can get in the way with, if you have a busy working schedule, it might, you know, push stuff back and stuff like that. So I think that what worked quite well with us is where we involved third parties to the dialogue. For example, when we set, we had a quite nice conversation with our sponsor. He also introduced us to someone else, and somehow having a third person in dialogue kind of helped to stay on track, and to kind of commit better. So I think that finding tricks to stick with the schedule is something I would totally recommend.
Fantastic. Amazing. Thank you so much. I mean, on behalf of the Silhouette Awards team, thank you for applying, Alessandra, and also you were one of the winners. That's fantastic. And Jonathan, thank you so much for all your guidance to Alessandra and for being here with us and supporting the Silhouette Awards platform. So with that being said, I wish you the best. I'm sure that this relationship is built there and it's going to continue on one way or another. So that's the most beautiful thing, I believe. We are setting the stone, but we know that this, well, not setting the stone. we are planting the seeds, and then
planting the seed. That's it.
And then we are expecting that these seeds are going to grow into strong trees in the future.
Yeah, we're definitely going to keep communicating. I think it's been so valuable, and I as long as you're happy to, I'm completely happy to. It's great thing to do. Following through.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and we will speak very soon.
Thank you very much. Bye.